If it's Monday night, oh yes, it is ridiculously raw. Hello, friends. Anthony Flair here with you for ridiculously raw. The show is under time constraints this evening. Um, we're going to try not to take up too much time, but we'll only go into detail about certain things that went down tonight, and especially what happened at the end of the show, which it's a good thing my camera's off because I got a beat red face right now, and I am not in the best of moods right now, honest to goodness. But yeah, I hear you snickering over there. I hear you snickering over
And
there.
I can tell you this, Fletch. I got a big surprise for you. I'm on Team Blue.
Shocking. Almost
So
everybody has.
how do you like that, Florio? That's why SmackDown Live is better than your show.
We'll get into it. I got a lot to say about what happened at the end, but let's just start the show, guys.
Yes, let's get into it. We're on time constraints here, fellas. So let's not take too much time. So okay, Raw was live tonight at the Resch Center, Green Bay, Wisconsin, off the heels of a solid and newsworthy TLC event, and we started it off. General Manager Kurt Angle in the ring, and he uh, laid down the gauntlet for Survivor Series. Well, the agenda for Survivor Series. We're gonna have four champion versus champion matches, Raw versus SmackDown, and two traditional Survivor Series elimination matches, one for the men and one for the women. So at the Survivor Series for now, it'll be Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss against SmackDown Women's Champion Natalia, Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion from Raw The Miz against United States Heavyweight Champion from SmackDown Live Baron Corbin, the match that Michael Bullock successfully predicted. Raw Tag Team Champions Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose against SmackDown Tag Team Champions The Usos, and of course, Universal Champion Brock Lesnar against WWE Champion Jinder Mahal, or as Kurt Angle called him, which I loved, Jinder Mahal. Yes, that was awesome, Kurt. Way to way to take charge on that one. And of course,
It's Jinder Mahal, you dope.
No, Jinder Mahal. I like Mahal better. That's all I can say.
Oh please, don't get me started.
so, so with all that being said, and two traditional Survivor Series elimination matches, but then the Miz came out, ran his mouth about last night and how he's sick of Kurt Angle and the whole 9 yards, and then him, the Bar, and Axel circled the ring. They looked like they were going to get to Angle, but then Rollins and Ambrose show up to Shield. And then Kurt announces a six-man tag team match, which it would be the Bar and the Miz going up against Ambrose and Rollins and their partner, SmackDown Live's AJ Styles. So it led into a six-man tag. Styles, Rollins, and Ambrose against the Bar and the Miz. Styles, Rollins, and Ambrose win the match 19 minutes and 45 seconds. What a way to start it off. Very good opening segment. Though the announcement of the Survivor Series was rather sudden and lacked fanfare, it will be very interesting to see if there will be any secondary title and or women's title changes between now and Survivor Series to avoid having heel versus heel matches. The idea of Styles sticking around for another night definitely goes against the brand split. We'll see if they explain it beyond Styles just sticking around for an extra night. As far as the six-man goes, hands down fight of the night, 3.5 to 4 stars. Hot match, pay-per-view worthy match to open the show. They are a little short-handed with Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt sidelined, so it was wise to go with a lengthy show opening match for that reason as well. I could have done without Kane single-handedly getting the better of these guys after the match. Putting over his monster status should not come at the expense of making three popular babyfaces look weak. But other than that, this was a damn good match. Some great action throughout. Hands down, fight of the night. No question about it. 3.5 to 4 stars. So, really nothing left to say here except MF. 2-for-1 segment. Champion versus champion matches at Survivor Series. Two traditional Survivor matches on top of that. Great opening segment, and then a very, very incredible six-man tag fight of the night.
Without a doubt. First off, as far as the Survivor Series matches go, this was kind of expected. We were not surprised with some of the matches, but I do think that at least when it comes to some of the title fights, I think we're going to get some changes. As far as the WWE title, I think Lesnar and I think right now Lesnar and Jinder Mahal is going to happen, and I think the tag team title fight, the battle for the tag team champions, the Shield versus the Usos. I think those will happen. I kind of got a funny feeling that that the Intercontinental or the U.S. title is going to change hands somewhere along the way, and I do believe that one of the women's titles will be altered. I think somebody else is going to be going in as far as title fights goes. But if you go by the scale of it, obviously you got to think Brock Lesnar's the favorite on the battle for the world titles. I think right now the tag teams is literally up in the air. That's a complete wash. Shield versus Usos, I mean, that could go either way. As far as the women's title match goes, I don't know. I mean, that's the kind of, if it's Alexa versus Natalia, I don't know. That's another toss-up. Miz versus Baron Corbin, I gotta go Corbin. I gotta say Corbin wins that fight. I think he definitely should be good enough to beat The Miz and we get that win for SmackDown Live. So you got really two up in the air. One definitely on the Raw side, one definitely on SmackDown side. As far as the 5 for 5 goes on the men's and women's, I got my thoughts about that later on tonight. But then we had, a damn good, great fight. At least 4.25 stars, maybe 4.5. Definitely fight of the night with that 6-man tag. That was an unbelievable match. Nothing more to say about that. So, Michael Bullock, I give it to you.
Yeah, no surprise about the Survivor Series matches that were announced. I can tell you right now, I mean, Lesnar is obviously going to beat Jinder Mahal. No doubt about that. As far as that Miz against Baron Corbin definitely. As far as the other two matches, it's a toss-up. It could basically go either way. So, so it'll be interesting to see how many more matches we get here. And as far as the 6-man tag team matchup goes, I do agree. This is the fight of the night. 4 to 4.25 stars. I mean, this was awesome. I mean, I enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed every minute of it. So, there's really nothing more to say. So let's just move on, Florio.
And during that match, Rollins and Ambrose gave us a double tope suicida in stereo. So, mamma mia. So with that being said, let's move on. And then Kane came out, cut a promo, and then he wanted competition. Well, he got competition. He got competition all right. He got the demon Finn Balor. But nonetheless, Kane beats Finn Balor in 7 minutes. Oh my goodness. Do we even want to get into this, guys? Do you want to get into what Kane did?
It makes no sense. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to say it makes no sense. You give Balor a big win over AJ Styles, and then you have him job out to Kane 24 hours later? I mean, it makes no sense whatsoever. And WWE and especially Monday Night Raw really dropped the ball on this one. I don't understand it. You're saying that you want to make Finn Balor the next contender for the Universal Championship to fight with Brock Lesnar sometime down the line. This does not help any, this doesn't make any service, any justice. This doesn't make any sense whatsoever. You absolutely did Finn Balor a major disservice here tonight.
They made Finn Balor look like a freaking tool.
They did. No, absolutely. You're absolutely right, Michael Bullock. Normally, I would yell at you for interrupting me, but whenever you make sense or actually make a legitimate case, you're absolutely right. A horrible, horrible, horrible job by WWE. They absolutely just knocked Finn Balor down quite a few pegs here tonight on Raw.
Yeah, they certainly did, and yeah, I think because of this, you're not going to be seeing Finn Balor get a Universal title shot anytime soon. Not after this. I mean, why WWE? You give him such a big win, and then you do this to him? In the immoral words of Daniel Bryan, no, 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 no. Get the you-know-what out with that. I mean, Finn Balor, he deserves way better than this garbage. I mean, it just makes me sick to my stomach how WWE can make such a great wrestler like Finn Balor and make him look like a total tool. I don't get it. Move on, Florio.
Oh boy. Kane's promo was okay. I mean, going into the bout, I said it was going to be an interesting match and that the company should be leery of doing anything that would damage either man. Balor coming off the big win over Styles, and they're obviously building a Kane and Strowman bout down the road. But in other words, this would have been a good time for a cheaper non-finish, but no. Clean win. And it was awful. 1 star. Awful for the reasons mentioned before the match. Kane could have destroyed anybody in this fashion. 1 loss will not kill Finn Balor, but the timing is bizarre considering he was coming off such a big win over AJ Styles at TLC. And then, of course, the dirt sheets coming out saying that going to be Brock Lesnar's next Universal title challenger, possibly at the Royal Rumble. So, hot monkey garbage. And it was an example of a match that never should have been booked, trifle unnecessary. I get that they want Kane strong for Strowman, but he completely nullified the great match and win by Balor over Styles. And this is why no one can really get momentum. Booking like this completely stifles it. I mean, seriously. Was Kurt Hawkins too busy in catering? Seriously. So, whatever. Let's just move on. Okay, let's move on to our next. By the way, there's going to be a few cutouts here. Asuka defeats Emma, 5 minutes, 15 seconds. 2-star match. I mean, the match was solid, but had the same issues as last night's pay-per-view match, and that it did absolutely nothing to make Asuka look special, especially after all the hype. So they talk about her undefeated streak and how dominant she is, and then she has issues with Emma, who months ago couldn't even get on TV. 2 days in, and they've done nothing to make Asuka feel like a star or something special. So yeah. And Green Bay is not Asuka country. The Minneapolis crowd at TLC gave her one of the best pops of the night, but that crowd was flat. So I'm sure you guys agree with what I just said. So then we had Alexa Bliss cutting a promo on Mick James, and then she also cut a promo about her Survivor Series opponent Natalya. So what do we think about this, guys?
Well, obviously, we're probably going to get another Mickey versus Alexa Bliss match, possibly for the Raw Women's title. Something tells me I think Alexa's going to lose the belt. I think we might get Natalya versus Mickie James at Survivor Series. I don't know why. I really think they're going to give the two veterans the opportunity. I think it's going to be Mickie versus Natalya. If that's the case, this is going to be a role reverse because obviously I'm for Mickie James. Anthony is definitely a heart mark, so he's probably going to go for Natalya. This is going to be really weird. I'm going to be rooting for the Raw, while he's going to be rooting for the SmackDown. So this is going to be really interesting. I actually think this is going to happen. I think Mickie will win the belt, become a 7-time champion, and we're going to get, I believe, now this is just my heart of hearts, I think we might get Mickey versus Natalia, 1-on-1, and Alexa will get relegated to being in the 5-on-5 at Survivor Series. But let me say that if Alexa joins that crew, that's a really strong crew that's already going in. Well, we're going to get into something in a little bit where I know Florio's not going to be happy, where I'm going to be relishing, to say the very least. But no, that's what I feel. Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, I mean that's something very very interesting. I mean, I could see that happening too. I mean, will they actually pull the trigger on it? I don't know. I mean, you never know with WWE and their booking department how they could do with something like this. But I'm pleading with them to make this happen. So, yeah, there's really nothing more to say. So, let's just move on, Florio.
Before I do want to make one quick point. Um, I think the women's championship changed, but I digress. I don't think it's going to be Alexa Bliss dropping the title. I think it's going to be Natalia dropping the title down the road, because I got this feeling in my gut they might want to do Alexa Bliss against Charlotte Flair. Who wouldn't want to see that?
Now, that would be a
Ooh.
really good matchup. That would be a great matchup, to say the very least. But remember, there is a Money in the Bank contract out there on the SmackDown side.
Yep.
Does that rear its ugly head? Does that come into play?
Oh boy.
You have to say it. It is open for interpretation, but could we get where here's a scenario. Yes, you get Alexa versus Charlotte. Maybe on that night we might get a Money in the Bank cash in. Maybe after the fight. I mean, there's a number of scenarios how this plays out.
Very interesting point there, Flex.
So I got a feeling that women's match is going to change drastically come next month. So that's all I'm going to say there. Let's just and as far as the segment goes, it was a fine overall segment. Bliss got good heat from the crowd, and I liked Mickie James getting revenge there. So segment, they had Bayley, Sasha Banks, and Alicia Fox with Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle makes a triple threat match between those three ladies, and the winner of that match will serve as the team captain, will captain the Raw women's team against SmackDown Live at Survivor Series. So we'll get into that in a minute. Return match from last night. Unfortunately, it was one we did not want to see, but we got anyway. This is a cutout, obviously. Jason Jordan against Elias. Jason Jordan wins 3 minutes 17 seconds via DQ because Elias used the guitar. Yeah. 1 star. Live crowd was so quiet during the match that you would have thought they just finished watching the Vikings beat the Packers again. Anyway, it was one hell of a swing by Elias. So that's all I can say on that. So Universal Champion Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman, basically talks, pretty much addressed the match, and it is official. Brock Lesnar, WWE Champion Jinder Mahal at Survivor Series. They basically, Paul Heyman was basically addressing the challenge. So Michael Bullock, let's start off with you here.
Yeah, I thought it was a good promo here. I mean, Paul Heyman. I mean, we always say, of course, he is money on the mic as he always is. Basically talking about Jinder Mahal and how he's not impressed with him. So, and how Brock Lesnar is basically going to take him to Suplex City. So, yeah, like I already said, I think Lesnar's going to beat Jinder Mahal, and he's going to take Mahal and the Singh brothers to Suplex City. So, yeah, there's really nothing more to say. I'm just going to move it on to Florio.
Second best segment of the night. There was one I thought was better, even though I didn't like how it turned out. But nonetheless, Heyman. Come on, you know it's Heyman. I mean, Heyman money on the mic as always. I mean, yeah, the crowd was flat during and after the promo. They're going to have a tough time getting the masses excited about Lesnar and Mahal. A match that none of us have any desire to see whatsoever. But, you know, whatever. So, I mean, Heyman destroying Mahal isn't the best of bills, but sometimes the truth just works the best. Wildly entertaining. So, really nothing left for me to say on this except second best segment of the night. Heyman, money on the mic as always. Nothing more to say. MF, your thoughts?
Yeah, it was solid by Paul Heyman as usual. He was really good. I love the fact of how he was basically, you know, he's taking it seriously enough that he knows that Jinder Mahal is the WWE champion, but it's almost like a tongue-in-cheek, nod, wink, wink. Okay, you're a champion, good for you, but you're nowhere in the caliber of Brock Lesnar. And, and you're going to see that at Survivor Series. All right, fair enough. We'll wait and see. It's going to be an interesting matchup, no doubt about it. It on paper is a complete and utter mismatch. It's almost crazy to think that Lesnar and Mahal are going to fight each other at Survivor Series, but it looks like it's going to happen. It looks very possible that this is going to go down. So, let's see what happens. Nothing more to say. It's on.
But guys, I mean, there is one thing I did hear when it comes to this match. I did hear a rumor, according to the PW Insider, that they may have a special guest referee for this match.
Yes, indeed.
And you want to know who that special guest referee is?
I already know who it is, boy.
Well, I don't know if Fletcher knows, but it's John Cena.
Well, that's very telling. I mean, that's definitely telling. But as you know, Cena is a free agent. He's actually free to go on either Raw or SmackDown. So, I mean, it would be perfect to have them in that situation. So, it's going to be, like you said, it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, so as Derek Ferreira would always like to say, take it with a grain of salt. And as you would like to say, Florio, read into it what you will.
Yep. That's what I always say. So we'll see how that goes over the next month. So, okay. The triple threat match, the women's match. The winner becomes the team captain of the Raw Women at Survivor Series. Sasha Banks, Bayley, Alicia Fox. Winner of the match in 11 and a half minutes, and the team captain of Team Raw's Women at Survivor Series. Oh, Lord help me. Alicia Fox. All right. Are you serious? Alicia Fox. I may as well just concede right now. Alicia Fox leading Team Raw against SmackDown Live. You're joking, right? There you go. Michael Bullock, I can't take your face. Yeah. I feel exactly the same way. I mean, it's bad enough that the match was terrible. Another 1-star match. Yeah. Okay. That was terrible. Sloppy. Terrible layout. Went too long. Was disjointed. The crowd was dead most of the time. It didn't matter who won. It was bad no matter what. Honestly. I mean, it is a meaningless captain's role and it's something different. But the way Alicia Fox's gimmick is nowadays, the over-the-top crazy woman gimmick, Jesus. I mean, the finish was comical in that Sasha ran Banks into Bayley, who was on the apron. Yet it was Bayley who fell into the ring, and Sasha ended up at ringside afterward, which pretty much went against the laws of physics. I don't understand this. So, well, I think it's obvious that they want to win back from last year. So, having Alicia as the captain, yeah, that's a good way to do it. So, I really don't. So, I hope I'm wrong. I love it when people prove me wrong, but I don't like our chances, especially
advantage SmackDown. Advantage
Yeah.
SmackDown. There's nothing more to say. Depending on who the 5 are for the women, which right now, I'm just gonna say right now, you're looking at possibly now. This is non-spoiler. This is not a spoiler alert because we don't know the 5 yet. But Becky Lynch, maybe Natalia, because she might lose that spot. Because if Anthony is correct that Charlotte takes that spot from Natalia as the champion going up against Alexa Bliss, think about this: you're talking Becky Lynch, Natalia, Naomi, Tamina, and possibly Carmella as the 5 going into Survivor Series against a captain teamed by Alicia Fox with possibly, who knows, maybe Mickie James, Bailey, Sasha, and maybe Emma, because I don't think we're going to see Asuka in this. If we see Asuka, I would be shocked. But I think they're going to want to protect her just right now because she's too new. Maybe Nia Jax, but Nia's been off TV for a little bit. She burnt herself out. So you're obviously not going to get her. Those are 2 strong women on the Raw side. You just lost. I'm telling you right now, if this is the possible 5, I'd rather see Charlotte in the traditional Survivor Series fight, because if you got Becky, Naomi, Charlotte alone, that's a sole Survivor squad right there. That's your 3 top women that we easily smack around any women on Monday Night Raw. I like our chances, but like I not only like our chances, I love our chances right now.
Oh yeah, especially
going into Survivor Series,
especially with Alicia Fox as the captain. I mean, you really think she deserves to be a captain of the team? No. I mean, what the hell has she proven to deserve the chance to captain Team Raw?
Nothing.
You know, this was the same thing like what happened a year ago. Remember, Natalia was named the captain and everything fell apart on Team SmackDown. We're kind of hoping that lightning strike twice, and this time it affects on the Raw women, and SmackDown ends up reaping the benefits. And who knows, on the night of the Survivor Series recap, I could be yelling SmackDown wins on when it comes to the traditional women's Survivor Series matchup.
SmackDown wins.
We'll see, because if history does repeat, at least when it comes to the men's side, I think Raw's gonna get that back. They'll even it out. We got to see, because right now we got 6 fights altogether total. I could see a 3-3 split. I think we could see a 3-3 split. I think there's going to be a split right down the middle, 3-3. I don't think neither one of us is going to have the ultimate bragging rights. If there's a 7th fight, though, that would be even better, because at that point, that's the deal breaker. Because then we legitimately have a true series on our hands.
I would love that too. So
I would like to see a 7th fight, though.
So I'm guessing no comment on the match then.
Nope.
Okay. And I assume both will feel the same.
I'm not even gonna touch that.
Yeah, that was a cutout. So, oh Lord. Well, how about this? 10-man tag team cruiserweight match, and they gave each other team names. We had Team Zotrain, new cruiserweight champion Enzo Amore, Drew Gulak, Aria Daivari, Noam Dar, Tony Nese, squaring off against Team Lucha, Ali, Cedric Alexander, and Grand Metalik. Winners of the match in 9 minutes, Team Lucha, Salida del Sol by Kalisto on Enzo for the win. And Michael Bullock during the match, I don't know if you saw it, but stereo, courtesy of I believe it was Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali. They did your favorite move, Bullock, in stereo. You know what it is.
Would that be a Tope con Hilo?
Mamma Mia. Yes, it is.
Mamma
Double
Mia!
Tope con Hilo. Double in stereo. So, Team Lucha Lucha in 9 minutes. MF, let's get your thoughts on this.
Solid fight. Well done. I really liked the match. I loved the body of work. I thought everything came out really well in this matchup. I could say a lot of things about how the cruiserweights have been lately, but I'll give this about 2.5 to 2 3/4 of a star. This was well done. I thought this was a solid fight. The body of work was amazing by everybody involved, and they got the right team to win the match. So I really got nothing more to say about that. Michael Bullock, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, 2.5 stars is my rating on the fight as well. I mean, I thought it was really good for what it was. So yeah, there's really nothing more to say. So let's just move on. Let's just move on.
I agree. 2 to 2.5 stars is my rating for it as well. I mean, it was a solid match, no question about it, and a logical finish because if you didn't know, Kalisto is invoking his rematch clause for the Cruiserweight Championship tomorrow night. Enzo Amore one-way championship, a rare title match on 205 Live. So there's something to get excited. But this was a very good match. I mean, I could easily say second best fight of the night, hands down. If it wasn't for that 6-man, this would have been the fight of the night. And I can't tell you how much I love that double Tope con Hilo. I mean, my rating, solid 2.5. Perfectly fine little match. Kalisto getting the win back for 205 Live as he has the rematch with Enzo. Closing stretch was chaotic and great, while the rest of the match was there, but fine. And it was a logical finish, like I said, given the title match. And I can't blame them for not televising all 10 entrances, but seeing them all come out to either Enzo or Kalisto's entrance music added to the feeling that the division is about the champion, the challengers, and everybody else is just everybody else. Okay. What happened here? What I'm about to get into here made me sick to my stomach, disgusted, appalled, ashamed, embarrassed. You better believe. Yeah, laugh all you want. Tomorrow night, you better believe tomorrow night there's going to be payback. You better believe it. So.
Oh, we'll be ready.
What's this wee stuff all of a sudden, boy? What's this wee stuff all of a sudden? Bandwagoner. But nonetheless.
Hey, I'm just saying, SmackDown Live is better than Raw. I mean, take a look at your shows.
Moving on. We were supposed to have Kurt Angle, general manager, announce our 5 guys for Survivor Series. Then he gets interrupted by Shane McMahon. Okay, we're thinking Shane McMahon's going to come out, and come up by himself, and maybe he was going to announce his 5 guys for SmackDown Live, and we were going to have that match set up. Oh, was I wrong. Shane McMahon didn't come alone. He had practically the entire SmackDown Live roster. And hashtag under siege, huh? Well, what do these men and women of SmackDown Live, what do they do? What do they do? Only acted like a bunch of thugs and came and went back and laid out several Raw superstars backstage, including Rollins and Ambrose, and including some women from Raw, including Bayley and Sasha and them. Oh, my Lord in heaven. All right, Michael Bullock, go ahead and gloat. I know you're ready to.
Well, first off, Florio, they weren't acting like thugs. They were making a statement. So I enjoyed this. I mean, this was a great way to close it out. I mean, boy, Shane O'Mac really proved why he's better than Kurt Angle as the general man. Well, he's the commissioner, but he proved that he can outsmart Kurt Angle. And let's just say maybe this was Shane O'Mac getting back at Kurt Angle for what he did to him at King of the Ring. So yeah, a nice trap, a nice setup by Shane O'Mac and the SmackDown Live crew, and there was not a damn thing Kurt Angle could do because he was just surrounded by the SmackDown Live roster, and Florio, I know you're not gonna like this, but I'm gonna show it to you. I'm gonna show this to you right now. That is the fate that awaits you on the night of Survivor Series, because SmackDown Live rules.
I think we just witnessed a heel turn, folks. That's all there is to it. So,
because SmackDown Live is better than Raw, because Raw puts up a lot of garbage.
Okay. All right. I'll be honest. This was the segment of the night, hands down. On one hand, I applaud the effort to make the rivalry seem heated for a change. On the other hand, Shane and the SmackDown wrestlers look like complete heels for this. And that's clearly not what WWE wants long term. For that matter, they shouldn't want the fans to choose between the brands either. I still believe they would be better off skipping the brand theme, and it's going to be very awkward with these wrestlers who teamed up tonight all go back to feuding with one another on SmackDown Live. Same thing for Raw. But overall, fun closing segment, getting some heat on the Survivor Series Raw versus SmackDown theme. And I'll give SmackDown credit. Yeah, I'll give him that. I'll give him the credit where it's due. Good job. You got the upper hand. Derek Ferreira, as you know, the Wrestling Forum Facebook page, I guess we've struck a deal with the Wrestling Observer, and Derek posted several news and views bits on the Wrestling Forum Facebook page throughout the day, and he reported that there was going to be a major show closing angle on this show tonight, and boy howdy did we get one. With SmackDown Live not only invading Raw, but kicking the door down and making themselves at home. Enjoy it tonight, you guys. Don't be surprised if the same thing happens tomorrow night in Milwaukee, with Kurt Angle leading the charge, with the Raw superstars, with the Raw men and women going after the SmackDown talent and laying them out. They want a war? You got one. We're ready. So that's all I can say on that. So, Lord hell. And you want a seventh match? Hey, MF, you want a seventh match? How about Kurt Angle against Shane O'Mac? There's your seventh match right there.
I could see that. I could definitely see that. No doubt about that. That definitely would be a good seventh match. You know what, Florio? You threw the salvo at me last night with the Balor and AJ Styles. And I said that didn't mean nothing because that was kind of a wash. That was a match that was made at the last minute because, heaven forbid that we had to save you guys after this viral infection was going around, which, okay, fine. We're all part of the same umbrella, the WWE banner. So we were willing to help you guys one time. Then you were like, you know what? Let's do it one more time. Let's bring AJ Styles out one more time, just to, because we got him. So let's utilize him. Okay, fine. But Shane McMahon said it. He meant it. Under siege. And that's what you just saw. SmackDown Live came right into your house, knocked on the door, We knocked. You guys didn't let us in. So what did he do? We kicked the door down. And we just made ourselves right at home. Each and every one of them went right into that locker room area. And it's a damn shame, Bullock, because you know why? Because if you really think about it, we didn't take any legitimate, true Raw guys out. None of the main eventers were nowhere to be found. It was only just a bunch of mid-card purgatory guys, basically guys who were just chilling out there, and we just laid them to waste. Nobody, no threats, no problem, not even a major threat. Maybe Ambrose and Rollins, but you saw what happened there. That was easy. And the most beautiful part of it was we didn't have our main eventers. No Kevin Owens, no Sami Zayn, no Randy Orton, no Nakamura. I didn't even see the WWE champion Jinder Mahal himself, the modern day Maharaja out there. That means our SmackDown, our secondary SmackDown guys rolled up into your house and kicked your asses. Then Anthony's favorite, Charlotte Flair, my baby girl, Becky Lynch, Carmella, and Tamina, they just laid out your best Raw women. I mean, Emma, Mickey, and then we took the two best of them. We took Bayley and Sasha right out. Are you kidding me? Where the heck was Alexa Bliss? Where was the goddess? Where's she at, Florio? Were you hiding her? Scared she was going to get her tail kicked? I mean, my God, I can't believe what I just witnessed. And it was a beautiful thing. It was unbelievable. And we said it, and Shane said it. We are going to take you out systematically at Survivor Series. You want to come into our house and retaliate, then be my guest. And I know you probably will get the leg up. That's fine. An eye for an eye. I believe that. And I know you're going to want to get revenge. I mean, come on. Look what happened. But be careful. Be careful, my friend, because one laid trap could end up being a SmackDown ambush. You know, the trap was actually set last night. You honestly think we were going to let you have AJ Styles just for a little something, and you don't think that he was going to be the one to leave the door open for us? I mean, Angle was a perfect sucker, falling for a nasty trap that was laid by one commissioner, Shane McMahon. And on top of that, where the hell is Stephanie McMahon? Where's your commissioner, Florio? She hasn't been seen in months. Now, I know Daniel Bryan's probably going to be a little annoyed and a little perturbed and probably not so happy with Shane for what he did. Because now, unfortunately for Daniel, you're going to have to get the extra security. You're going to have to get the extra help. And we might have to lock and chain the doors tomorrow night in Milwaukee at the BMO Bradley Center, because we're going to probably have a little bit of some problems. Because I know there's going to be some Raw people that's going to probably be wanting to knock the door down, say, hey, let us in. If I'm Daniel Bryan, you get heightened security and you make sure everybody is at the doorway, and do not let Team Red in. Because right now, they're probably an angry bull in a china shop, and they'll probably destroy everything in sight after we humiliated them, humbled them, and basically straight up bushwhacked them upside their little chrome domes. That's fine. We got the leg up, but we got to be careful, be mindful, be safe, and do not let these jerks roll into our house and get revenge. You know, let them. They're gonna stew a little bit. If Angle tries to come back in and try to roll into the house, you better welcome them the only way we know how. Remember that SmackDown fist? That huge fist back in the day? You come into our house, that's what you're going to get. A fist to the face. Michael Bullock.
And the fist right up your ass.
I don't condone that, Bullock. Fist to the face is better. Fist to the derriere? Nah. No, Bullock. Even I know that's kind of not so PG.
Well, because
I would not. I do not condone
Raw
that.
is going down.
And you'll be delighted to know that on my Twitter feed, you're gonna like what you see. AJ Styles, hashtag under siege. Baron Corbin, hashtag under siege. Hashtag EOD at The Miz. And Kofi Kingston, you're gonna love what Kofi just said. They came for hashtag Raw, but they got smacked down. Hashtag SmackDown, hashtag SmackDown Live, hashtag Blue Team, hashtag Blue. Nothing more to say. Let's just get to our overall review of Monday Night Raw. I'm gonna open forum this. Whoever wants to first.
Actually, Fletch, why don't you take this?
All right, I'll lead this one off. It was a good show, no doubt about it. It definitely got a lot of steam for Survivor Series, no doubt about it. A lot of matches were announced. We saw 4 the champions versus champions announced, and we also got the first shot on SmackDown Live with them attacking and the whole 9 yards. So no, I definitely like what I saw. This was definitely a good show, but there was a lot of cutouts. There was not that many great action here. I can only give it maybe a 6.5 out of 10. I'm sorry. I gotta be real honest with you. It was good. I'm not gonna poo-poo all over it completely, but I mean, we've seen better shows. Nothing more to say. Mike Bullock, if you want it, it's yours.
Yeah, I'll give it a 6 to 6.5 out of 10. So, yeah, there's really nothing more to say. Fletch pretty much touched on everything. Florio, just put a bow on it with your review.
Solid 6 out of 10. I mean, it started off great with the initial hype for Survivor Series and the really strong 6-man tag. Unfortunately, it largely fell off a cliff with the cutouts. The only good things after that were the Heyman promo and the closing segment coming off as very good and important. So, but like most weeks, WWE just cannot seem to put on a complete / quality 3-hour effort. So 6 out of 10. The absolute worst would be 5 3/4, but generous, and I'll round it up to a 6 out of 10 because of the setup, the more than solid and adequate setup for Survivor Series. So, wow, go figure. We got a month to build this thing, and matches in one night. Wow, awesome. So, way to set up Survivor Series. Well done, and a great show closing angle. Even though I didn't like it, that's how you started off. So you got to draw the battle lines, and that's exactly what happened. They drew the battle lines. So hopefully it continues tomorrow night. That's all I can say. So, all right, let's try to wrap this up. We do have 205 Live, and we do have wrestling reviews to get into. So I'll tell you, this past week's show was another solid effort. So let's dive on in. In-ring segment, Enzo Amore running his mouth, and he had the Zoe Train team out with him. good opening segment. Nothing more to say on that. Jack Gallagher against Rich Swann. Rich Swann wins via disqualification in 8 minutes, 2 3/4. Match was pretty good overall, but more importantly, it served as a nice final build to the pay-per-view match. It's set up for that tag team match on TLC. Drew Gulak with the PowerPoint presentation got interrupted. Yada yada, and then Kalisto and Mustafa Ali against Enzo Amore and Ariya Daivari. It was Kalisto and Ali who win the match in 9.5 minutes. Salida del Sol. Another 2 3/4 stars. Another pretty good match, giving momentum to Kalisto ahead of the title defense to deflect from Enzo, likely winning the title right back. Served its purpose of hyping the pay-per-view match. 7 out of 10. Nothing. Nothing was spectacular. This past week's 205 Live was a show completely focused on building to the 2 cruiserweight pay-per-view matches on TLC, as well as Gulak's appearance on the kickoff show. With the TLC main event being so loaded and no Cena or Lesnar, the cruiserweights got way more time than usual on the PPV, building to all of that on that show. So, and don't forget, gentlemen, tomorrow night, Kalisto, Enzo, one more time for the Cruiserweight Championship. So, we'll see how that goes. I personally think Enzo's going to go over. So, all right. Now we move on to Impact Wrestling, and let's see. For once, good. Chris Adonis against Johnny Impact. Johnny Impact wins 10 minutes, 12 seconds. 2.5 stars. I always love when we start with a match. Perfectly fine wrestling match with Impact getting revenge for the previous week. And then we had a video, and then they went to footage of a tag team match in Cancun, Mexico. James Storm, Tejano, El Hijo del Fantasma, Eddie Edwards, EC3. And it was Tejano winning the match in 8 minutes and 25 seconds. Another 2.5 stars. And that was more like it. I love the international footage on the shows, but the clips leave a lot to be desired. As far as the action went, perfectly fine wrestling match, much like the opener. Came off very odd, though, and the guys that should be teaming constantly fighting with each other. It did very little, in my opinion, to hype the Team Impact, Team AAA feud. And then from there, Desmond Xavier against Andrew Everett. Desmond Xavier wins 4 minutes and 48 seconds. 2-star match. It was okay. Xavier needed the win, but there was way too much BS for a sub 5-minute match. Then there was news. Taryn Terrell will not be competing at Bound for Glory. As a matter of fact, she's left Impact Wrestling altogether. So that women's match at Bound for Glory will now be a triple threat with Sienna defending the title against Gail, Kim, and Allie. And then we had this Grado and Joseph Park segment. Joseph Park basically turned on Grado, and the match says that at Bound for Glory, Grado will have to fight at Bound for Glory, and if he loses, he's gone. Oh boy. He's got to fight Abyss. He's not just fighting Abyss, he's fighting Abyss in a Monsters Ball match. Not a big fan of the angle, but at least they locked in another match for Bound for Glory, and I think it could be a sleeper fight of the night. You never know. And then they had OVE against Black Diamond and Black Danger. OVE wins in 3 minutes and 45 seconds, 2 stars. Short and solid. OVE continued to do nothing to impress me at this point. They're fine, but destroying LAX's momentum and then taking the titles off of them was a huge mistake by the company. Jeremy Borash was basically hyping up the Impact Hall of Fame, and then they get interrupted by Dan Lambert and American Top Team. Please get the you-know-what out of here with that stuff. I'm sick of it. But it set up a huge match for Bound for Glory. Bobby Lashley and King Mo are going to fight Moose and Stephan Bonner at Bound for Glory. While a bit long, I'll admit it, it was the best segment involving the top team guys so far, even though I can't stand them. Lambert may have slipped up a few times, but he was a strong promo overall, and we look to have another Bound for Glory match set. Stephan Bonner and Moose against Bobby Lashley and King Mo. I know that's a match MF's going to have a major vested interest in. And then from there, it's not often we get this, but the women main evented. Rosemary against Taya Valkyrie, or as MF calls her, Talia Vicarine. Taya, she got the win in 11 minutes. 2 3/4, fight of the night. Very good match overall. And they set up the pay-per-view match where they should hopefully deliver the match we know they can. 6.5 out of 10. While not a lot of wrestling on the show, there was nothing bad overall, and it was a step up from the previous week's Glorified Clip show and set up more matches for Bound for Glory. 2 more shows to kick it up a notch and really start selling the show. Bound for Glory, of course, will be on November the 5th from Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. So we'll see what happens. So what do we got coming up? Coming up on the next show, in no particular order, Jeremy Borash does an in-ring interview with Gail Kim. They show another match from the AAA tapings, EC3 and James Storm against Del Fantasma and Tejano, Moose against Bobby Lashley, Johnny Impact and Garza Jr. against Eli Drake and Chris Adonis. And that's all I see here from my notes. So that all goes down Thursday at 8 on Pop Television. And that's it, guys. Ridiculously Raw for this week is in the books. We want to thank you all very much for tuning in. Let's get to our quick shout out to whoever wants it first. It's yours.
I want to say thank you to all the great fans out there for making the show as amazing as it is. First off, to the super fans, you guys know who you guys are. 2184 crew, love you guys to death. Of course, tomorrow night is the Cerebral Smack Talk, SmackDown Live. We also got Lucha Underground. And, if I got any other news, I'll definitely break it to you guys tomorrow night, 10:30 Eastern. Please note the start time. BraceFan95. Until then, Mike Fletcher, the routine, 100 pounds. I'm out. Have a good night, everybody. So long for now. Mike Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, of course, shout outs to all of our tremendous fans and viewers out there who continue to support our shows. Of course, shout outs to all of our super fans out there. You guys know who you are. Of course, the First Lady of the Wrestling Forum, Dee Woodson. And, of course, to our friends from high school days, you guys know who you are. So, yeah, so until tomorrow night for the Cerebral Smack Talk, this is the Phenom Mike Bullock saying thank you all so very much for tuning in. Of course, you know the routine. Thumbs up. Talk to you later. Yeah, throw it up, Fortune 4 style. Bye for now, and enjoy your Tuesday, everyone. So, Florio, take us home.
We'll do well. Of course, special shout out to all of our tremendous fans and viewers out there who continue to make our shows as over as they are. We appreciate it as always. Best fans in the world. Over 55 views for our TLC preview show the other night. Thank you for that. Dee Woodson, not sure what happened to Dee Woodson tonight. I didn't get any notification from her that she was not going to be on the show, but nonetheless, special shout out to Dee Woodson, Kevin Woodson and the Woodson family, Matt Ward, Jason Hickson-Bar, Daniel Luttrell from the UK, Kaiser Butler, Megan Silva, and Lexi Calloway, and of course, Tommy Souza, Eric Carrier, Jimmy Alden, Al Grayson, Rob Parsons, and of course, the man himself, Derek Ferrari. He's been busy. So check out the Wrestling Forum Facebook page for the latest news regarding Survivor Series and the whole 9 yards. And of course, tomorrow night, like MF said, Cerebral Smack Talk, 10:30, SmackDown Live. Shane O'Mac will be back on the show, and he'll address Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Of course, obviously some Survivor Series fallout, we'll see. And of course, the Lucha Underground review, Ultima Lucha Trace. And then Thursday, we got College Football Thursday. Penn State, Ohio State, the headliner. And then Friday night, NFL Friday. And then next week, Ridiculously Raw. So we are officially on the road to the Survivor Series. I couldn't be any more excited. So all right, that's it. So until tomorrow night for Cerebral Smack Talk, it's your ridiculously over good brother, Anthony Floyer, here. For good old MF Michael Fletcher, for the Phenom Michael Bullock, and its spirit, Dee Woodson and Derek Ferrera. You know the routine, everybody. Thumbs up. Talk to you later. Yeah, throw the Fortune 4 style. Bye for now, my friends. God bless. Be good to each other. Have a blessed Tuesday. And for everybody who's been a part of this one, until tomorrow night, you're watching Ridiculously Raw right here on the Zone 25 on YouTube.com. And remember, no matter what anyone tells you, wrestling is indeed actually real. Good night, everybody.